Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Today is Thursday, May 23rd, and welcome to HHS In Depth. Let's begin with an overview of today's show. To start us off, I caught up with Mrs. Summers as she recaps the year it was for Homestead. Then reporter Jaron Ellis brings you a story about the lessons some of our seniors learned during their time here. Next comes Mara Nicholson, who talks about a change that might be coming to Indiana's high school diploma. After that will be Owen Kruger, who will inform you about Homestead's new schedule for the next year. You'll then get a weather report from Emily Adams and an all-new edition of Down to the Wire with Matthew Otten. And before the show ends, you'll hear from 3 seniors as they reflect on their time at Homestead, and you don't want to miss some bloopers from this year after the credits roll. All this and more today on this school year's final episode of HHS In Depth.
Hello Spartans, welcome to HHS In Depth. I'm Bryce Garrett.
And I'm Graham DeWitt. And Bryce, both of us have spent the past 3 years as members in HHS In Depth. It's so hard to believe it's our last show together.
Yeah, I feel like we just graduated from preschool and now we're going to be graduating from high school in a couple days.
Yeah, and especially looking back at some of our past times here, especially when we were anchoring that first time together as sophomores, it's incredible to see how much we've grown since then.
Yeah, we've really changed so much. With Memorial Day weekend coming up, I'd sure like to see it not be as humid as it has been recently.
Weather reporter Emily Adams is in now to tell us if this weekend will bring back some better conditions.
Well, I'm sorry to say that the humidity will probably stick around this weekend, but luckily it should get nicer as the days go on. Stick around the show, I'll tell you more about it later.
Thanks, Emily. At least it's not going to be as warm as it was this past week.
HHS In Depth, National News.
In recent news, the seafood restaurant chain Red Lobster filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy Sunday evening after announcing it had over $1 billion in debt. It plans to close many locations throughout the U.S. this year and will continue to search for new ownership. The status of the local Fort Wayne restaurant located on Coldwater Road is unknown at this time. In other news, a city in Texas named Kyle attempted to set the Guinness World Record for the most people named Kyle in one city. There were an overwhelming 706 Kyles that managed to gather. However, they were well short of the current Guinness World Record held by Bosnia with over 2,325 Kyles. This is their second attempt at breaking this record, and it's unclear if it will ever be broken.
Thank you, Bryce, for the national news update.
Graham, do you consider this recent school year at Homestead to be a successful one?
I do, but there was a lot that happened, and I bet most of us don't remember everything. Thankfully, I got to sit down with Mrs. Summers to take a look back at the year we just had. As we approach the end of another school year, could you reflect on what you feel were some of the positives at Homestead this year?
We have had a tremendous year at Homestead. Our Spartans earned over 13,000 college dual credits this year. Over 2,000 of our students were in honors classes and 800 students took AP courses. We have students that are scholastic winners, 5 National Merit Scholars. 4 of our officers in student government were called down to Fort Wayne to take part in an economic development summit. The Interact Club went to downtown Fort Wayne and cleaned out sewers so pollution can't get into our rivers. They raised money for Big Brothers and Big Sisters. They helped local Army veterans move into a new museum. Key Club must have gathered over 2 tons of food that went to the Community Harvest Food Bank. So much money has been raised both at the Riley Dance Marathon football game and also on Dance Marathon night. our band, our jazz band, our dancers, all had success at the state level. Scholastic Arts gold medal winners across the board. Homestead had its first state championship in cross country and its first doubles championship in tennis. So it's been an amazing year at Homestead.
While there was a lot of progress made by students this year, the same goes for our construction project. The openings of new parts of the building made a big impact on the school year.
Having the auditorium open up has been wonderful. It is state of the art, the sound system, the lighting, and the facility as a whole. It's been great having the new academic wing open. Teachers now have opportunities to teach a little bit differently as we get additional furniture and get all of those small rooms set up. Because the teachers can have a wide view of the whole area, there's a lot more group work happening, individual conferencing with students.
While this year's seniors are going in many different directions, there is something that they can all take with them as they make this transition.
Graduation's interesting because it's an ending, but it's also a beginning. I would encourage the seniors to take stock of their lives, and then after graduation, really focus on spending the rest of their life on being the best possible version of their self that they can be. And the great thing about that goal is you're competing with yourself, and you have 100% control of all the factors.
Now, as for everyone else, what advice would you give them as they take a break away from school and come back in 2.5 months?
I would encourage all young people, if they haven't started already, there is research that students who actually write down their goals and how they're going to achieve them are 50% more likely to achieve those goals. The other thing I would encourage the students to do, if they've been only coming to Homestead to class every day and then heading home, make a goal to get involved in something else next year. Really amazing things happen in this building after 2:30 every day. And lifelong friendships and great memories often come from that time, not from the time in the classroom. So if you're not already involved in something at Homestead, find something and stick to that next year, and it'll have a huge impact both in school and outside of school.
Mrs. Summers echoes that with finals just a day away, make sure to finish out the year strong. And going into summer, take some time to reflect and improve, but most importantly, relax and enjoy the break.
Thanks for the story, Graham. Stick around. We'll be back shortly with more on HHS In Depth. Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Class of 2024 students, please make plans to pick up your diploma on either June 25th or 26th between 10:45 and 2:45. Enter HHS at the new door 33 off Homestead Road. Either you or a parent or guardian may pick up the diploma and IDs will be required. Every year there are many diplomas that are not picked up. Please plan ahead to stop by on either the 25th or 26th.
Also, for all graduating seniors, at the end of the day on June 28th, all SACS accounts for graduates will be deactivated. Please make sure that all email contact information and archived emails have been moved to a personal email account, and all of your Homestead Google Drive files are moved over to a personal Google Drive prior to June 28th, 2024. After June 28th, there will be no way for you to access anything from an account created for you by the district.
Seniors, if you are not planning to participate in the graduation ceremony on June 9th, please email Mrs. Boneff at the email address shown here no later than tomorrow, May 24th, so they can remove your name from the seating chart.
Seniors, your book is doing spreads on the following topics that relate to all of you: your future plans after graduation, your pets, and your experience with the elementary school graduation walk last week. If you'd like to be featured in the yearbook in relation to any of these items, please email Ms. Barrett at the email address shown here as soon as possible. Also, if you have any photos from Senior Activities Day that you would like us to feature in the yearbook, please feel free to send them in.
Bryce, with our years at Homestead wrapping up, are you sad about graduating?
Yeah, I'm gonna for sure miss the memories I've had here at Homestead.
I will too. HHS In Depth reporter Jaron Ellis is in now with an insight of seniors' time throughout their years in school.
Back in August 2011, whether we seniors were getting buckled up in our car seats or about to step foot in the yellow bus for the first time, we were all on our way to what would be the norm for the next 13 years of our lives, school. And through both thick and thin, we've made it to the final days of those 13 years in just a blink of an eye. But how have those years shaped us into who we are today?
I think that throughout the whole school process, so all 12 years, it shaped me in teaching me a lot of responsibility, and it's also helped me find my passions and who I am and just helped me grow up a little bit.
I think through going through school, I gained just kind of finding myself and just finding different groups of people and being able to grow great relationships. And that's probably the biggest thing I've gained from just school in general, aside from just the education on its own.
Even though school has positively shaped many of us seniors, there were challenges we had to persevere through to get to where we are today.
I think for me, my biggest challenge has been academically learning how to study and stay focused during school and learning to balance my personal life and social life alongside my school life and actually having the motivation to do my schoolwork.
Moving to Homestead and never seeing any of my previous friends that I had during middle school. So I had to meet so many new people, which is a good thing, but I also just didn't see the people that I thought I would. So being in a big school, I got to meet so many different people, but it was definitely a challenge at first.
With there being countless activities to take part in during high school, affiliated with Homestead or not, many of us seniors chose to take part in one, if not several, different activities.
I liked just being able to do like extracurricular stuff with my friends. We did the Water Wars, obviously, and we did the Survival of the Spartans. So just getting involved is always the most fun part. I think learning my love for art has been a really big thing. I always thought it was kind of a secondary thing to me, but being here and having the art program has really helped me expand that and understand that it's my passion. It's what I want to do with my life. Along with being on the swim team, it has given me a lot of great memories, and I've met a lot of awesome people and had a great time.
As we seniors approach the end of our time at Homestead, it's not a surprise that aspects of our time here will be missed.
I think the biggest thing that I'm going to miss is just being in a close proximity to the people that I love the most, just being in the same school with all of my friends, but also the teachers. Teachers come to school every single day and they maintain relationships with students, but after 4 years, especially in high school, they're gone and you might not hear from them again. So I will definitely be staying in contact with my teachers because they have really shaped me, who I am today, and I want them to know how I'm doing and that I'm doing good in college.
The biggest thing that I am going to miss at this school are my friends.
As we say farewell to the familiar walls and faces that have shaped our journey, let us cherish the memories and experience we have experienced. High school may be ending, but our journeys are just beginning. Congratulations, my fellow seniors. I wish you the best of luck in your future pursuits. Reporting for the final time on HHS In Depth, I'm Jaron Ellis.
Thanks for the story, Jaron. Bryce, have you heard about some of the changes coming to Indiana high school class requirements, possibly?
I have, but I haven't really been paying much attention to it.
I haven't either, but it definitely sounds compelling. With us now is reporter Mara Nicholson, who took a deeper look at what has been proposed.
The new class requirements coming to Homestead are all a part of the proposed GPS diploma plan. The Indiana Department of Education has proposed streamlining high school diplomas to maximize flexibility for students, aligning with current graduation pathways and essential characteristics of successful graduates. The initiative aims to make high school more learner-centric and career-relevant. The proposal introduces the Indiana GPS Diploma and Indiana GPS Diploma Plus, focusing on foundational courses and skills in grades 9 and 10, with personalized learning in grades 11 and 12. This means that students will only be required to have about 20 credits in order to graduate, as opposed to the current requirements of 40 credits per student. The Indiana Department of Education also highlighted several initiatives to support educational reform, including grants for career exploration, accelerated credential completion, and enhanced employability skills. Remember, this is not all final yet, and the board is likely to vote about implementing the plan in early June. Again, this would only affect the class of 2029 and onward if it were to be implemented. So whether you love it or hate it, it's not yet written in stone. Anything can change from now until then. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Mara Nicholson.
Thank you, Mara. Stick around. We'll be back shortly with more on HHS In Depth right after this.
Hopefully I'm an art teacher and I'm happy in doing the things I love.
I hope to be running my own nonprofit, preferably in a Spanish-speaking country, working with kids and families is my end goal.
I see myself in 10 years still being very involved in my community. I have hopes and dreams to become an ER nurse. So hopefully I'm working at an ER and helping people.
Hopefully I will have traveled everywhere that I want to. I probably do not see myself in Indiana or even the United States. I would love to move abroad.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
We're back on HHS In Depth. And Bryce, I for one have an early grad party, so I'm hoping we can have some good weather to start off the summer.
Yeah, I just went to the lake and it really felt like a preview of what this summer's temps are really going to feel like.
Mm-hmm. With us now in the studio is Emily Adams with a look at the next 7 days.
Thanks, Graham and Bryce. On the way out of school today, you can expect some sunshine with a high of 82. But for finals tomorrow, it'll be a clear morning, and then later on we will see some evening thunderstorms to launch our Memorial Day weekend. For Saturday, we can expect it to be cloudy in the high 70s, making it perfect weather to get outside and blow off some steam before buckling down studying. As for Sunday, there'll be a high of 75 with showers expected in the later hours of the day, potentially keeping us inside for the evening. On Memorial Day Monday, expect some rain in the morning, but that'll clear up just in time for an afternoon of grilling hamburgers and hot dogs and spending time with your family on your day off. With plenty of sunshine and a light breeze, it should make for a lovely holiday. Then to start our second day of finals, Tuesday sees us inside with a high of 73 and showers throughout the day. Finally, our last day of school will have a delightful high of 72 and partly cloudy. For our first day off for the summer, it'll be perfect weather with a high of 75 and mostly sunny, making it a nice way to start our break. While this week's weather may be a bit humid with sporadic showers and warm temperatures, trust it'll make for a great start to our summer vacation. For the last time, I'm Emily Adams. Graham and Bryce, back to you.
Thank you, Emily. Summer break can't come soon enough.
Graham, this was the first year that Homestead implemented the 7:40 to 2:30 bell schedule instead of the 7:45 to 2:35 bell schedule. And how'd you do with that change?
Well, it definitely threw me off in the beginning, but eventually I got used to it. I think a more drastic change would have been easier for me, though.
I'm in the same boat as you, and next year is going to take a lot of getting used to for some of the new students.
Wait, you're telling me they're making even more changes now?
They are. And in now to tell us more about this is HHS In Depth reporter Owen Kruger.
The current weekly schedule as we know it won't be around much longer. The schools decided to rearrange, add, and altogether remove certain parts.
Concerning next year's schedule, there are three main parts you will want to know about. The first one many may have already heard about, and that's that there will no longer be a D lunch, leaving only 3 lunch blocks. With the expansion of the lunchroom, more students can fit during the same time. Although some may be worried about the longer wait in line, the lunch period has increased to 30 minutes, meaning more time for eating. The second major change is the addition of the Spartan 40 every Friday. The staff decided it would be beneficial to meet with the students in their 5th period classes once a week. The 40-minute period takes place depending on what lunch a student has and is split up into 2 parts. Around 15 minutes are allowed for the viewing of HHS In Depth, and the other 25 minutes allow teachers to connect with their students in various ways. They can do this by meeting with their students one-on-one concerning their grades or schedules for next year. Another use of this time can be for the completion of the graduation pathways. The third major change is a shift in a class's starting and ending times. This year, each period was around 45 minutes long. Next year, on Mondays through Thursdays, every class will increase by about 3 minutes. However, due to Spartan 40, every period on Friday will decrease in time.
I hope you all enjoy the increased lunchtime and the addition of Spartan 40 when we see you here again next year. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Owen Kruger.
Thank you, Owen. Even though I won't be at Homestead next year to see it all unfold, it sure sounds like an interesting change of pace to the school day.
On the topic of pace changes, most of our spring sports teams are beginning their postseasons or are in the midst of them. Matthew Otten joins us in the studio now with this week's Down to the Wire.
Welcome back to the final episode of Down to the Wire. I'm Matthew Otten. All but one of our spring sports teams have officially started postseason play, and we will start with that one team still playing in their regular season, and that is the boys golf team. We'd like to congratulate the boys golf team as they captured the Big Blue Cup in their annual third day tournament against Carroll, 10.5 to 9.5, trailing 9.5 to 7.5 with 3 matches left. Homestead won all 3 matches to retain the cup for another year. And then on this past Tuesday night, the team celebrated their senior night at Chestnut Hills in dominating fashion, beating Woodland by a score of 140 to 185. The 140 put up by Homestead is 4 under par as a team. Ryan Parker led the way, going 2 under, while Jack Berta and Landon Snyder each were 1 under. The golf team is back in action tonight in a 4-team tourney at Chestnut Hills. Our boys volleyball team had an amazing season, winning sectionals for the 2nd straight year in a row. But sadly, their season came to an end at regionals last weekend, losing to Hamilton Southeastern. Congratulations and good luck next year as they start their first season officially under the IHSAA. Switching over to our girls tennis team as they won sectionals for the 6th straight year in a row, making this their 34th sectional title in school history. The ladies were back in action this past Tuesday as they won their first round of regionals 4-1 over Huntington North. The girls track and field team finished as runner-ups Tuesday night in the regionals, and announced earlier this week, the Indiana Association of Track and Cross Country Coaches recently named Lindsay McGuire and Lola Graff to the Academic All-State team, and Jasmine Barnes and AJ Little as honorable mention Academic All-State team members. Congratulations to you 4 on this achievement. To close us out, it's time to announce the Homestead Male and Female Athletes of the Week. Award recipients are nominated by their coaches for sportsmanship, athletic achievement, and team spirit. This week's winners are Tyrell Johnson of the boys volleyball team and Ellie Irwin of the girls track and field team. Congrats to you both. Please pick up your award in the athletic office. To all of the other teams that are still competing in the postseason, we would like to wish you the best of luck. As we close out the final episode of Down to the Wire, I would like to thank all of the coaches for sending me results every week and having your team be recognized on Down to the Wire. Next, a huge thank you to the people behind the scene, running camera and running the teleprompter for me. Then I would like to thank Mr. Schenkel and Mr. Dunn for having me being a part of this amazing program at Homestead. And finally, I would like to thank the viewers. I hope that I was able to bring you some amazing moments of our athletes these past 2 years I've been in the program. That'll do it for the final episode of Down to the Wire. This is Matthew Otten signing off one final time. Bryce, Graham, back to you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Graham, as we reflect on the journey that brought us to the end of our high school tenure, I think it's important to recognize the unique voices and stories that make this class so special.
I agree, Bryce. We are honored to share with you the insights and reflections of 3 remarkable seniors who have embodied the spirit, dedication, and resilience of this year's graduating class.
Hi, I'm Layla Kelly and I'm a senior at Homestead High School. The honor code that graces the walls of each classroom implores students to act with honesty, kindness, and integrity, and these words are even more rich with meaning in the context of the Spartan community. Every day, students, teachers, and administrators embody these traits with their actions and words. Each and every one of us has a powerful voice, and we have a duty to use our collective voice to amplify these ideals of honesty, kindness, and integrity. We all hold the power to brighten our world as future doctors, teachers, and everything else we dream of becoming. Our country is divided like never before, but our generation has the power to turn back the tide on the hatred consuming the nation. Just as our class is united as a sea of blue and gold, our country is united under one flag, and choosing unity over division is essential for our collective future. The words of Bill Doherty, founder of Braver Angels, a civic engagement advocacy organization, resonated particularly with me. You can't fight someone the same way when you know their heart. At Homestead, sitting next to people with vastly different experiences in and out of the classroom, we learn to know each other's hearts, becoming a stronger community for it. Ahead of us lies a choice: either assimilate to hatred or choose to let our love for one another transcend our differences. Our time at Homestead, including having difficult conversations, prepares us to take the pivotal step of accepting others how they are without compromising our own beliefs. Acting with integrity, kindness, and honesty has never been more crucial, and I hope that you all carry these values into the next chapter of your lives.
I'm Truman Rogers, and I'm a senior at Homestead High School. Once my senior year came around, I suddenly realized that finding my career was so much more complicated than I had anticipated. For many of us, it's stressful to the point that instead of trusting our gut, we just confine our path in life to everything and everyone around us. But the path people will avoid the most is their own. That path is one that's often thrown away after we become young adults. If you're not sure what that path is, here's a question that may help you find it. And I truly want you to visualize this. What do you love to do? And I don't want you to think of what sounds realistic. Think of your favorite hobby. Think of that simple thing, that club or sport you may attend after school. What you enjoy. What is it? And if you've honestly answered this, then you might be laughing at yourself, because all I'm asking for is a simple hobby. But there's a chance it's what you truly want to spend your life enjoying. You shouldn't be afraid to follow your own path and utilize the time you have now as a student. And lastly, if you're one of those students who's still asking, when am I going to use my education for the real world? I would say that I hope you use some of it. You may not use all of it. The community around you, I hope, prepares you to work in an environment with others. And I hope that you use whatever available resources the school provides you, whether that's a club or a sport or a specific type of science class, to find opportunity. I hope that this brief thought allows you to reflect upon yourself now and how you can find your path.
Hello, Spartans. My name is Cole Obioma, and I'm a senior here at Homestead. Today, I'd like to reflect on my time as a Spartan and what I gained from these experiences. As a freshman, I went to school with good grades being my only goal. It was a monotonous routine that I repeated until the end of my sophomore year. During that summer, however, I participated in a musical, despite not having any experience whatsoever, and the rest is history. I joined clubs and became more involved with Homestead after that, and now I'm happier than ever. In essence, look forward to your time at Homestead with 3 things in mind. First, do extracurriculars. FCCLA, Art Club, and SAD are just a few clubs available at Homestead, so use them to your advantage. Second, try to complete most required electives as an underclassman. With senioritis, completing classes like online gym gets annoying fast. Third, don't be afraid to challenge yourself. I never would have thought I'd join show choir my junior year or start a radio show with my best friend senior year, but I did, and I don't regret a thing. High school was an opportunity to develop new ideas, fond memories, and connections. Both as a Spartan and a student, it all starts here.
Before Graham and I end our show for the final time, we'd like to thank everyone who has been involved in our media journey thus far. We'd also like to thank our teachers, Mr. Schenkel and Mr. Dunn, for their guidance these last 4 years in the media program.
From dealing with COVID when we were freshmen, to moving into our new space, and everything in between, we thank you for all the hard work you put in to help us improve our skills and do what we can do.
We'd also like to thank the students who helped mentor us along the way as far back as our sophomore year.
And thank you to all the staff members who have supported our show throughout these years, including Mr. Underwood, who helped jumpstart our journeys in middle school.
Make sure to stay after the credits to see some of our bloopers from this school year.
For the final time, I'm Graham DeWitt.
And I'm Bryce Garrett.
Have a splendid summer, Homestead.
HHS In Depth will be back in August.
We're back on HHS In Depth. Ad-lib about wanting better weather.
Ad-lib about wanting better weather.
And now is Mara Nicholson with your 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Rowan. Now he got me in the mood of, wait, he got me? Is that a typo?
Come on!
Actually, okay, but it's short, so.
Your hair is not short.
As AI has involved, Homestead. What did I?
Involves.
Farm went off at Spartan Arena. Spartan Arena. The fire alarm went off. It was so scary.
Spartana team to learn about their next big endeavor. I don't know. Okay, I want to know, is it endeavor?
It's endeavor, yeah.
Okay. Game face on.
Wait, my hair's in my eye. All right. All right, one more. And welcome to HHS In Depth.
And I'm
What? Oh my God. That was so terrible.
Oh my
God. That is...
You know what people are going to think?
What?
People are going to think that we're going to be so stupid.
Attention, all cheerleaders.
At the end of the day,
I'm gonna mess it up again, just for you.
Oh. Hold on. Emily pointed it out. I would have been an idiot. Yes, I would have. Okay, put this somewhere.
Oh, another one.
Okay, I think we're good.
Double idiot.
Every day, hundreds of students walk Homestead's walls.
I'm at this camera, right? I didn't get an answer to that question.
I'm on the short show, that's fine. It's
considered. It is considering. Agreed to take.
Okay, lunch!